Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it away.
There I am. Happy Easter. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome into tonight's live. Hopefully you guys had a great Easter. Hold on one second. I'm going to still talk to you as I turn on this candle warmer, and I'll regret it that I don't have it to smell while I'm in here. So, okay. Sorry about that. I was just plugging in my candle warmer. I knew I was going to forget a light in here. But hello, how was everybody? How was everyone's Easter? Hopefully you guys had a great day, great evening, whichever, whichever time you spend celebrating it. But me and Vincent, we spent the day together, and we cooked out. Actually, we grilled. This was the first year that we've grilled out ever for Easter. Maybe my brother does. He does, I think. He puts like a chicken on the not a chicken, a turkey in the smoker or something. He smokes stuff. I don't know. He does all that stuff. We usually go to their house, but we stayed home this year, and Vincent made a really good steak. So we went and we got food, and we brought it back here, and we ate, and that's how we celebrated. That's how we celebrated Easter this year. Not too much candy, not too much candy. But I did find out today, lucky for me, one of my crowns that I just got put on is loose. So we got to go back up to the doctor. I'm like, oh, great. I think it lasted a week. So, hey, Boone. Hey, Willows. Hey, Mary Beth. The whole, not having to go to the dentist lasted for about a week anyway. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Someone said I was really slow last night, and I was like, I'm so sorry. So they were watching on a replay. So I'm Gonna be extra slow tonight. Hey, Shells. Hey, DM. You've had this song in your head? I get this one and I get the other one that we have. We have 3, but there's a couple that I really get in my head, and this is one of them. So welcome in. It's good to see everybody here. You worked all day? Oh, no. Oh, so yeah, your son and his girlfriend are in Toronto, so nothing to keep you there, keep you doing something. The kids aren't there. Hey, Mr. Rosebud. You served it all day. Served the mashed potatoes all day. Did you do something at the Mary Beth usually does stuff at the shelters and stuff. So you made 3 baskets for your adult children. If my mom was still around, I would expect her to get me an Easter basket. And I'm 39. I would be like, "Where is it? Where is it?" Tanya does have amazing boobs. They're getting better with it though. They're getting better with it. But she does. She does have amazing boobs. Hello, Bonnie from Texas. And do I miss anybody? Hey, Stacy. I think I got everybody. Maybe there's Wolf. I don't see Bonnie. Did I miss someone? No, I didn't. I don't think so. Okay. If I missed you, I'm sorry. They're coming home tomorrow. I bet you're excited. I don't know why, but the last like 2 nights I have had people talk about my boobs and talk about something else, like come in under their names, like that name as, and I'm just like, really? I gotta like ban people. Like don't make me ban you because then I have to go. It just puts people on my list. Like there's like a list, a block list, and then you have to like, if you accidentally block someone, you have to go through the whole block list. It's just, I hate doing that. Hey, Jess at J. Oh, the church put on a meal, but you served all day at the shelter. That's so nice of you, Mary Beth. That's so nice of you. And then they'll probably just change their name here in a minute, and then they'll come back in. But we're going to talk about Xana Kernodle tonight. Then, so we are going down the list. There's no particular order that I'm doing these videos. Really, I'm just doing them in orders. This is just the order I kind of started. So, we went over all of Ethan Chapin's family's interviews over 2 lives. So we did it, I think it was on like Thursday and then Saturday. We finished them up last night. Friday we stopped. We did a update video because there was new documents that needed to come out. So now we're back to it. But I'm gonna pull up. I got a pretty picture of her. Put me down here because, like I said, y'all don't need to come see me. Come see the victims here. But I want to show you another picture here in a moment, and it's now that we know what we know, it's very eerie. It was a picture I found today, and it was on one of the it's a Facebook site just for Xana, and just for like her memory and stuff. And it's the picture itself. It's like it. You'll see it in a minute, and it's just like wow. It just makes you say wow. But Xana Kernodle was a 20-year-old University of Idaho student who tragically lost her life in a quadruple homicide on November 13th, 2022. That happened in Moscow, Idaho, of course. She was a junior majoring in marketing at the College of Business and Economics and was a Pi Theta Phi sorority member. Originally from Avondale, Arizona, Xana moved to Post Falls, Idaho, where she attended Post Falls High School. She was known for her positive and lighthearted personality, often lifting up those around her. Xana had a deep love for her dog, Shoeshine, and enjoyed activities like electric dance music and family trips. She had been working as a server at the Mad Greek restaurant in Moscow alongside her very good friend, Maddie Madison Mogan, which was another victim in these homicides. So on the night of the incident, Xana and her boyfriend Ethan attended Sigma Chi fraternity party before returning to her rental home around 1:45 a.m. So she received DoorDash that evening, approximately 4 a.m., and she was on the app TikTok at around 4:12 p. or 12 a.m. Sorry, 4:12 a.m. They believe that the homicides occurred between 4 and 4:20, 4:25 a.m. that morning. So um, it's just really sad. So look, hey, I want to show you this other picture because I saw this picture and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna set it up for you. You know the picture that has like the picture, their last picture together, and so Maddie's on, Kaylee's shoulders, and then Dylan and Bethany are on the other side, and then in the middle is Xana and Ethan, right? Well, look at the back of this picture. So look, this is Dylan. She's setting up for that shot. So that's Kaylee down here on the ground. She's getting ready to hike, Maddie up on her shoulders. Has anyone seen this picture before? I have never seen this picture. There's not a lot of stuff that's new when it comes to the pictures and stuff, but this was new to me. And I just thought it was kind of sad, because they're taking a picture in the forefront. And then, yeah, you can see she's about to just hike her up there. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Hey, CJK. Hey, Margot. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Country Thing. I was looking for this picture. I don't know why I wasn't on the screen so I could see you guys. But I thought that was just kind of eerie in a way. But in a way, it's sweet, I can just see it now, like Haley being like, no, you are getting on my shoulders. And then Dylan saying, I'll help you. I'll help you. Because it almost looks like you can't see their faces from here at all. But I don't know, for some reason to me, I feel like Dylan might be laughing, like in this picture. She just, I don't know. It looks like she would be laughing. You can't really tell, but so tonight we're going to go through some of the interviews that Xana Kernodle's either her father has done. Her father and her sister come out and did a couple or one. They did a 48 hours episode, and then we're going to go through the ones with Kara Northington Kernodle, which is her. Kara Northington's her mom's maiden name, I believe. That she went back to her maiden name. I don't know who that is for sure. I'm not sure. I want to say she's in the VSCO, like that app, and she's in some of those pictures with them as well, but I'm not sure exactly what her name is. Hey, Garrett. But let me know if someone knows. See, I did good. I didn't even eat no candy today, and I'm the one with the mouth problem. So, in relation to this case, so this is Xana. She's one of the victims, the one with the dark hair, with the black. So, and see what she's wearing? I wanted to point that out too. She is wearing all black sweatshirt, black jeans. Because later on in the night, when DM is texting Bethany, Dylan's texted Bethany. Bethany's like, well, no, Xana was wearing all black, trying to reassure her or something that it wasn't a masked intruder in their home. So the first one that we're going to go over, it'll be November the 17th, 2022. And this says Avondale father remembering daughter killed near University of Idaho. And I think this is just the video
about a young woman with.
I thought I knew the date. Okay, I just told you the date, November 17th. Okay.
Ties to the valley who was found dead with 3 roommates in a house near the University of
blurry,
Idaho last weekend.
Sarah Robinson talked exclusively with her father in Avondale today. Still so many questions, Sarah.
Yes, a lot of questions. Xana Kernodle was raised in Idaho, but she spent time here in the valley since her dad moved to Avondale a few years ago. He describes her as fun, smart, and strong-willed, and says it's impossible to imagine she was killed in the worst homicide police say they've ever seen in this small Idaho city.
She didn't really worry about the drama stuff that much.
Yeah.
She wasn't into that. She just liked having fun, wasn't worried about materialistic things. She was with her friends all the time.
Avondale father Jeffrey Kernodle, who was too distraught to be on camera, remembering the life of his daughter, Xana, one of the victims of the brutal stabbing at the University of Idaho, leaving 4 college roommates dead on Sunday.
I heard from her before we went out, I think midnight. It was the last time I heard from her, and she was fine.
The murders happened early Sunday morning, rocking the small town of Moscow, Idaho, which hasn't had a murder since 2015, according to state records.
I have no idea. It doesn't make sense.
He says Xana was in constant communication with her family, and nothing about that night seemed unusual.
The door locks with the number code. Every time you open it, like I had to go around the house to get in the house because of the number code. So they either knew that or they just kind of went around and found the slider open.
A father struggling to understand how this could have happened. Why Xana?
They were just hanging out at home.
Yeah.
Xana was hanging out at home with her boyfriend.
2 other female roommates, Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonsalves, were killed along with Xana's boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, who Jeffrey loved.
Her and Ethan were together about a year, give or take some, whatever. But she really, when I went up there, I saw her just a week before that. She changed a lot. She had a life. She got to see what it was to have a boyfriend, to live with and have a real life. And she really turned around and was being really responsible, helping him out into the studies and stuff. I was really impressed.
Kernodle says there's one thing the autopsy shows for certain. Xana, a strong-willed girl, fought her killer until the very end.
Bruises and just, maybe hurt by the knife or whatever. She's a tough kid. Whatever she wanted to do, she could do it.
A very disturbing case. Investigators say they still believe this is a targeted attack, but the killer is still out there. Live in Phoenix, I'm Sarah Robinson for Arizona's Family.
If you're a YouTuber and you want to save hours,
Okay. Do I need to read this? Let me see. Yeah. So I want to read this article. It goes into a little bit more of it, in depth. Let's share this tab. Okay, let's exit out of that. And I think I did. That's okay. I deleted my little welcome banter thing that I usually put up for you guys. Hey Aries, happy Easter to you. Happy Easter, everybody coming in too. Did I see Courtney in here and I didn't say hi? Oh, hello, Courtney. And hello, everybody. Okay, so this is just going to go over a little bit. I think it goes over a little bit more than what they said in that other article, or the 2-minute clip we heard. So it just says, they spelled his name wrong. So Jeffrey Kernodle, the father of one of the 4 students at the University of Idaho, and this came out Friday, November 18th, so the day after. So was it November 18th? I said, yeah. So, I guess we won't be too hard on them for spelling the last names wrong, but, because I don't know if we were even saying them right at that point. So the father of one of the 4 students at the University of Idaho found stabbed to death at the home where 3 of them shared has told The Independent he is growing frustrated with speculation around the mysterious murder of his daughter, 20-year-old Xana Kernodle. They spelled her name. Oh, okay. Xana, her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, 20, and roommates Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, both 21, were stabbed to death inside a home in the small college town of Moscow at around midday. No. Why would I say midday on Sunday? Okay. I should have read this before I brought it in. I was just reading down through here. So I should have read this part. But no, it was early morning hours of Sunday. So no arrests have been made in the investigation, and authorities have released very few details about the murders. Moscow police initially said there was no threat before backtracking from the remarks and asking the community at the college town to remain vigilant. Chief James Fry said during a press conference on Wednesday that More than 25 investigators from the FBI, the Lake County Sheriff's Office, and the Idaho State Police have joined the case. So this is what I wanted to kind of like get to this part. Mr. Kernodle said that the FBI was not saying anything as of Thursday and called the tragedy his worst nightmare. How can you protect some kid? You keep them at home and don't let him go to college. They're not going to stay at home like that, Mr. Kernodle told The Independent. So it's really mind-boggling. It's just completely unthinkable, and it's the worst nightmare. Parents of the murdered students have previously debunked rumors spreading online about the motive behind the killings. Chapin's parents, Stacy and Jim Chapin, told NBC affiliate King 5 that drugs or a love triangle were not involved in the murders, and we heard that when we were going through their interviews. The things that are being said are 100% not true, Miss Chapin told the outlet. There are not drugs involved. There is not some weird love triangle. He had stayed the night at his girlfriend's house, who was one of the 5 girls who lived in the home. Mr. Kernodle also said that his daughter's injury showed how she desperately tried to fight off the person who killed her, as well as her boyfriend and 2 friends in the horror attack. Bruises torn by the knife. She's a tough kid, he said. He told CBS. He added that he couldn't understand how the killer gained access to the home. Every time you go, you have to go around the house because of the number code. So they either knew that or went around and maybe found the slider door open. I think midnight was the last time we heard from her, and she was fine. Autopsy's findings, and let me know if there's another interview that I'm missing from Mr. Kernodle, because I can't find it anywhere. But I know that there was a lot of people that were saying that, and I never heard this from my own, or saw this from my own eyes, or heard this from my own ears. But people were saying that he had talked to Xana at midnight and that her and Ethan were eating pizza or going to eat pizza. But as far as we know, they were still at the Sigma Chi house. So I don't know if they were going to do that there. But I mean, he did say he did talk to her the last time was at midnight, but I still haven't found that part where it says they were going to be eating food. Because then why would she need to order DoorDash at 4 a.m., So it says every time you go, you have to go around the house because of the number code. So either they knew that and they found the slider door open. Okay. I think midnight was the last time we heard from her, and she was fine. Autopsy findings released on Thursday revealed that all 4 had suffered multiple stab wounds from a large knife. The deaths have been ruled homicides, with the killer still at large 5 days on from the slayings. Lake County Coroner Kathy Mabbitt confirmed that some of the victims had defensive wounds from the knife attack, adding that she had seen nothing like this in her almost 2-decade-long career. There had been no sign of SA on any of the victims, but they each suffered pretty extensive wounds. She told NBC News, confirming that each victim was stabbed a different amount of times and in different places on the body. She added that it was not possible to determine from the injuries that the order in which the 4 victims were attacked, but officials are using other text messages and other technology to try to build up a timeline. She told local news outlet Idaho News that the autopsies did reveal one thing: it's personal. From the start of the investigation, police have said that the attack was targeted, but have not made any arrest or identified any suspects in the case. The 4 victims the 4 victims were all found dead inside a college home at around midday. I said that again, on Sunday. After police received, I guess they were found then. Yeah, midday. They were found at that time. I thought that said when it happened, so sorry. So that is right. The 4 victims were found dead inside a college home at around midday on Sunday after police received a mysterious 911 call at midday reporting an unconscious individual. When officers arrived on the scene, they discovered 4 friends, all sorority or fraternity members at the college, dead inside the home. There were no signs of forced entry. The front door was open and nothing appeared to have been taken, police said. The 3 female students lived together at the home with 2 other students. Chapin was dating Kernodle and was staying the night with her. The other 2 roommates were present inside the home at the time but were unharmed. They are cooperating with the investigation and did not necessarily witness what happened, police said. They didn't necessarily. Well, I guess they were trying to say that in the beginning. They didn't want people to know, I guess, that there was an eyewitness, because they didn't know who the suspect was. So if that were, if they would have said, yeah, we have a witness over here that saw the killer, but that witness couldn't give them any like identifiable marks, like, or features, do you know what I mean, to like identify him quickly, they weren't probably going to say that, come out and say that they had a witness that, could identify him at all. So this next interview is going to be the first one that Kara Northington, Xana's mom, did with Ashley Banfield. Now, I think that this woman, I've said this since the beginning, I think she needs like help. I think she needs some help. And my opinion has not swayed at all. I feel so bad for her. And I think that Banfield kind of took advantage in that aspect, like in that sense, I don't think Banfield knew that she was calling Kara and Kara was an ex-drug addict. I don't think, or on drugs. I don't think she knew that going into it. But as soon as she figured that out, which it only takes like 2 seconds to figure that out, she probably should have maybe cut the interview a little short, not interviewed her again. But she continues to interview her, so we're going to continue to watch them. But if you don't know a lot about her mom, that's why. If you see pictures of her or stuff like that, you'll be like, oh, okay. So this is the first one she did with Banfield. This is December 3rd, 2022. So a few weeks after the homicides.
Xana Kernodle.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is turned up. Yep, it is. And if you guys don't mind just taking a second and hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't so already. We'd love to have you. Hey, Regina. Hey, Patrick. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Elsa. Hey, princess. How you doing? Whole crew's coming. Whole crew is coming in.
Kernodle's mom, Kara Denise Northington, is on the phone with me now. Kara, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Can I just ask you off the bat how you are getting by in this terribly sorrowful time?
Not very easily, not good. I mean, I don't know what to say to that.
I can't even imagine the pain that you and your family are going through. Have the police been helpful to you, Kara, to understand some of the things they can and can't say?
Honestly, no. Honestly, no. They haven't said anything. I learn more on the news and on TV than they have said to me.
Have you had a chance to talk with some of the other parents of the other 3 kids who were there that night and share information amongst yourselves?
Not really, honestly. I've just been dealing with my family, and we've just been absorbing this shock.
Can you tell me, Kara, what you do know about this terrible night?
Well, what I do know is not nearly enough. We need more answers. There is so much more that can be done that has not been done. And I just know that there's GPS, NASA, to find out who went into that home that night. I know that. Why hasn't that been looked into? Why hasn't that been accessed?
Kara, can I ask you there is a mysterious sort of 4-hour and 45-minute block of time that's unaccounted for by the police timeline. The police say that that your daughter, Xana, and her boyfriend, Ethan, were at the Sigma Chi house from 8 until 9 p.m., but then they don't have any information on where they were from 9 p.m. till
Did she say the NASA
1:45.
thing? Yeah. Okay, yeah. That made I'm not okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one that yeah, that made me laugh too when I heard it again today. The NASA. She's like, I know they have NASA or something. And I'm like, and in my heart, I'm going, I know she's grieving, but I'm like, at the same time, knowing what I know, I'm like, honey. I mean, they let her out, I guess, like to go to Xana's wake or her, her funeral. And she's been dodging the cops ever since.
a.m. Do you know anything about that from either your information from the police or
Definitely
Ethan's?
her daughters definitely turned out to be such great kids, and I think that they had a really good dad in their life. Not to be saying anything about Xana's mom. I think that she just wasn't able to be that parent. She just wasn't. She had an addiction. She just wasn't able to do that for her. But I just wish she could do it for Jasmine, she has a second chance, it seems like.
Family or anybody?
I may be candid in saying this, but I think that they were at a bar.
And where do you get that information from? Did someone tell you that they'd gone from the Sigma Chi house to a bar before they ended up home?
That's what their father conveyed to me, that he thought that they were at the bar that night. So, yeah, I mean, that's what college kids do on the weekends. So.
But you don't know for sure that they left the Sigma Chi house, went to a bar?
Okay. I don't know for sure, absolutely not.
And have the police asked you any questions about where Xana might have been, or if she texted you, or if she had, if she'd communicated with any family members in that period of time?
No, no answers whatsoever. Really. I asked the investigators when they come and spoke to me. They were not able to offer me any answers. None.
Can I ask you, Xana's sister Jasmine has put such a beautiful tribute to Xana on her Instagram. And I wonder if she has any additional information, just perhaps from being able to access her sister's social media or her phone. Has Jasmine been able to ascertain any other details of what happened that night, or where Xana and Ethan were that night?
No, I'm not going to speak for Jasmine. You would have to ask her that yourself. And she says she's going through it right now without her sister. And I'm sure if she had any answers or any information, she's already conveyed that to the investigators.
May I ask you if you can confirm that Xana's room was on the second floor of the house?
Yes, I can confirm that. And
and was it on? Sorry?
I just had a question about the other two roommates who were there on the first floor. And I just wonder, wasn't something heard, or, the surviving roommates that were there, they had to have heard something. They had to have, the dog, something.
I can help you with that somewhat. There is information from a prior tenant who lived on the first floor, who said when he lived there in 2019, he moved out. He said he could never hear anything on the second or third floor. If the television was playing very loudly on the second floor, he might hear it from the first floor. And I don't know if that helps you to understand.
The dog heard it, and the dog had to have been barking.
I have information there as well. I've got information there as well. Our Brian Enton spoke with the parents of Kaylee Gonzalez, and they have actually referred to that. And Brian's going to play that interview.
Brian Enton.
But Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen on that first floor may not have been able to hear anything, according to the prior tenant, who said it was extremely difficult to hear because of the construction of that house. But I do want to ask you, if I can, Kara, was your daughter Xana's room on the right side of the house if you're looking from the parking lot, or on the left side across from the kitchen?
I can't answer that. I can't
But
answer
you do
that
know
because
she was on the...
I never went there yet, so I don't know.
But you know she was on the second floor. Do you know if she looked out the front of the house or the back of the house?
I believe in the front, but I can't confirm. Like I said, I haven't been down to visit it yet. So I tried to go last month, but she was in class while I was down there. So.
Okay, our viewers are looking at the front of the house right now, and the window that I'm referring to is on the second story in the front of the house. And that's where we are, you know, triangulating that perhaps that's where Xana and Ethan were that night. I do want to ask you if you know whether or not Xana had a lock on her bedroom door.
I believe she did, yes.
Do you know if it was a lock that was a code that you would punch in on the bedroom door? The prior tenant who used to live there said that every one of the doors in that home, all 6 bedrooms, were rented separately like apartments, and they all had coded locks. But lots of social media pictures have shown at least one of the locks on the door across from the kitchen on the second floor. It didn't appear to have a coded lock. But do you think that Xana's room had a coded lock?
I believe it did. Her father mentioned to me that he had just went and replaced the lock the weekend before.
You said her father mentioned to you that they had replaced the lock?
Yes, that he had fixed it or something. But yeah, he said that he had fixed it the week before, just to make sure
the week before.
Yeah, yes.
So then that's the lock on her own bedroom door, not the lock to the outside of the house. That's her own bedroom door's lock?
The main lock he was referring to. I'm not sure. Just from telling me that when we were speaking. So.
But you're talking about Jeff, right? Jeff Kernodle, Xana's dad?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
And he had been there just a couple weeks before working on a lock, but you're not sure what door.
Just the weekend before, and he went to meet Ethan's parents, and went to check on Xana, and it was Dad Week at WSU for Jasmine, so he was over there.
It wasn't Dad's week. It was Parents Week. Parents Weekend.
And they're pretty close schools. Pullman and Moscow are fairly short distance away from each other.
Did Xana's car have Arizona plates?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
And she used to live in Arizona, though, right?
I believe she got the car in Arizona, so that's highly likely, yes.
Do you know what kind of car she was driving?
I don't.
And you mentioned about the roommates, the surviving roommates. Have you had any opportunity to contact them? Do you or Jeff or Xana's sister, Jasmine, do you have their contact information? Are you able to call them to talk to them?
Jasmine and Jeff are in contact with them, yes. They were all at the memorial today. And yeah.
And what did those girls, Bethany and Dylan, say to Xana's dad and her sister about that morning when they woke up and came upstairs? What did they tell Jeff and Jasmine?
I don't know. You would have to ask them that. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I'm sorry.
Do you know, Kara, if Dylan and Bethany came upstairs and were trying to wake Xana? Because they were trying to wake one of their roommates. Do you know if it was your daughter they were trying to wake?
I don't have that answer either. I'm sorry.
It's okay. And did they say that they could not get beyond a locked door, and that's why they had no idea what was on the other side of the bedroom door and called in an unconscious person?
I believe that's right.
What do you know about that?
That they called in an unconscious person. I know that. But beyond that, I don't know.
So it's hard for you to understand as well why, if there was such a terrible crime that had been committed, the roommates might not have seen the evidence of that crime.
Absolutely, yes.
Have they told you at all, Kara, when you can retrieve your daughter's things from that house?
Not yet, no.
I want to ask you, if you can, for us, Kara, about Xana. What would you like people to know about your daughter? We've seen pictures and we've seen social media, but you know her heart. What would you like everyone to know about her?
Xana, if you knew Xana, you knew what a light she was to everybody she came across. She was just such a positive influence on everybody around her. I honestly, and I'm not saying this because I'm her mother and biased, it's just the truth. There's nothing negative you could say about her. She was just such a good soul. And she deeply cared about her friends and her family. And she would never hurt anybody. I don't understand who would want to do anything to any of these kids. They were all great, great kids, and they were all good, good friends, lifelong friends, even, aside from Ethan. And Ethan was such a great kid, too. No parent should ever go through this. These kids were good kids. I don't understand.
Have you had a chance?
Who would want to do this.
Have you had a chance to speak with Ethan's parents?
No, not yet.
Are you going to have a chance to speak with them?
I'm sure I will, yes.
I do have another question, and that is what we are all trying to figure out, what the police mean when they say they believe this was a targeted attack. They've gone back and forth about whether it was the kids inside the house or the house. And now they've really rested on the statement that they believe it's a targeted attack. They don't know if it's the kids or the home itself that was targeted. But do you have any thoughts at all about why that house might be targeted, or why any of the 5 roommates might be targeted?
I do not think it was the house that was targeted. I believe wholeheartedly that it was those kids who were targeted. They weren't just acquaintances. These kids were like best friends. They practically were family. These kids were tight-knit. They were good friends. They were like family. They were around each other constantly. They did everything together. How could it not be a planned thing? How could it not have been targeted? For all 4 of them.
Do you know, Kara, do you know anything about Kaylee moving out? Do you know if she had already moved out of the house when this happened, or was she in the process of moving out because she was graduating in the new year?
Again, that's not a question for me. You may ask her family that. I'm not going to speak for her. I'm sorry.
I think the reason I ask is because I'm just wondering if her room was vacant, if the furniture was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Right. Do you also know
I can tell
anything
ya.
about? Did Xana ever say anything about?
I could tell you. The photos could tell you Banfield. Now that it's like 2 years later and I'm coming back on these, I was listening to these earlier and I'm just like, Banfield, Fox Nation, or Fox, not Fox Nation, Fox News or whatever. They got pictures of the inside of the house. You could see Kaylee's bed's clearly in there. Plus, she left it for the next person that was going to come. And there were still boxes there stacked up.
About problems at the campus, maybe talk of a stalker. There's been talk that maybe Kaylee had a stalker. Her dad said that Kaylee had told him that she had a stalker or a problem with a stalker. The police haven't been able to run anything down, but did Xana ever say anything?
Kaylee was an absolute beautiful, beautiful girl. And wouldn't it surprise me if all of these beautiful kids that we lost had stalkers, okay? They were all like rock stars on Instagram and all the social media. They're vibrant, outgoing kids. You can hardly be on social media anymore without being some kind of weird stalker. So that wouldn't surprise me. I don't think that that's what it was, though. I will be honest with you. I think it's closer than that. I think it's deeper than that. I think I think they have information that they're not giving us, and it's real fishy. That's what I will say.
When you say you think it goes deeper than that, what do you mean?
I mean, I think it was somebody closer than a stalker, and I don't know who. I'm not gonna specify anything like that. I'm just going to say I think that it was somebody, you know, and I think possibly they may have trusted. That's the only thing I can think of, because how could something like this happen so quickly, so quietly, so without any answer, unless it was somebody super close to them. You know what I mean?
Do you think the person who did this had been in that house before?
I think they knew them. I think they may have even been friends with them. I think it had to have been somebody close to them.
Well,
To
you're
have been able to
wrong.
get away with it like this. Just without, you know, it just doesn't make sense. None of this makes any sense. It had to have been somebody they trusted that was, you know what I mean? I mean, somebody who knew the house well, somebody who knew them well.
Kara, I cannot tell you how
so quickly without a trace.
I can't tell you just how sorry I am for what you're going through, and the parents of the other kids. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's unimaginable. Just know that there are hundreds of thousands of people across this country tonight who are feeling for you as well. You know, in spirit, you are not alone. There are a lot of people who care deeply for you and your family, and they want justice for your daughter.
I know, and I thank everyone so much for that. Xana's death will not be in vain. We are going to find who did this. I will not take my final breath until this person is found and brought to justice for these kids, not just my daughter, but these kids and their families and their friends. We all deserve answers.
Isn't the saying, until my dying breath? She said, I'm not going to take my dying breath. Honey, you ain't gotten, I mean, it's Easter. But I'm going to tell you straight up, you don't get to tell when it's your time to go.
Person needs to be brought to justice.
This is really sad.
I wish you and your family peace of mind.
In so many ways.
And I hope that we can, you know, bring you answers soon. Kara, thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for telling us your story tonight. And we'll continue to highlight Xana's story as well, and her beautiful life, as you mentioned. It's very evident on Instagram and social media just how vibrant she was and how beautiful she was. And she made a mark on this world while she was here. Thank you so much, Kara, for being with us tonight.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
There is someone out there, I know there is, that has answers. Please, we all beg you, please, don't be afraid. Please, just tell somebody. We deserve that much, please.
I think you're absolutely right. Someone out there knows something. And it behooves anybody with any small detail even to come forward and tell the police what you know. It could be the smallest piece of the puzzle.
Even if you think it's nothing, it is something. I promise you, it's something. Because right now we have nothing.
Kara Denise Northington, thank you for being with us. I think, you know, maybe we can talk again as we all plod through this investigation and the developments. But I'll repeat it. I do wish you peace and serenity in this very difficult time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, I was trying not to get her to get me. She always does that. Yeah. I couldn't imagine being a mom and losing a child. I'm a child that lost her mom, and I get upset about that, you know? And that's the way that it's supposed to go. But I feel bad for, like, parents, because parents deserve to see their kids fully grown and, like, you know, being able to have that proud moment, like, okay, we did it. Bye-bye. See ya. You know, you're never coming back to the nest. But yeah, some of us we don't get that. But and that's why I'm a little bit hard on Kara, because I wish that she would have taken some of the advice that she was given, like out in these early interviews and stuff. I wish she would have given that advice to herself, and, you know, went and got clean 100%, did her time or whatever she needed to do. And then she could have came out and maybe had a relationship with her daughter, Jasmine. I just feel bad for Jasmine. But this is, so now you're going to get a visual. You're going to be able to see what Kara's mom looks like, because this is the car interview. The next one that we're going to watch, it's like chopped up into 2 parts. I believe it's just 2 parts. Yeah. So we'll go through these 2, and then she comes out and she talks about her rug charges and suffering and stuff. Yeah. So let's go here. And if you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button, share the stream, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you do all those things. And if you'd like to become a member, I'll put the link in the chat as well.
And what about just,
I'll say it should help. Let me,
and what about,
there we go. They sound like they're kind of talking over each other there, but maybe this is the first one. Hold on. Nope, these are all the same. Okay.
just the details, that there's so many missing details, so much mystery still surrounding what happened, you know, in that house.
Right.
And the 2 surviving roommates, have you had a chance at all to speak with the 2 surviving roommates about what they witnessed, at least in the middle of the night and the next morning?
No, I haven't got to speak with them at all.
Actually, I think this is.
So yeah, there is a lot of questions.
What about,
Hold on 1 second. They don't tell you like how these really go. Okay, this is, sorry. Okay. I just switched up the videos. Okay. There we go. Because when she starts out, like, watch her outfit, it's going to change. It's going to switch up on you. And that's why I was like getting mixed up. Okay. And hey, Classic One, I meant to say hey to you earlier.
conflicts of interest with attorneys?
Welcome in, everybody.
For far less than this. I mean, let me give you an example. If you think that perhaps some point you want to divorce your spouse and you have a conversation with a couple of lawyers, your spouse can no longer retain any of those lawyers just because you had a conversation. So this woman, Kara Northington, whose daughter was violently murdered in Idaho, one of the Idaho 4, those 4 students killed in Moscow at the University of Idaho. She is now facing the reality that the person she trusted most with 4 of her cases is now representing her daughter's accused killer. Here's that conversation. So, Kara, what was your first reaction when you learned that your former attorney is representing the man accused of killing your daughter?
I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken because I trusted her. She pretended that she was wanting to help me, and to find that out that she's representing him, I can't even convey how betrayed I feel.
Have you had a chance to speak with her?
I'm going to refresh the page because it looks kind of blurry. Like, I don't know if it's just because I didn't refresh it.
There have been conversations
like it.
Idaho. So, Kara,
no, it's just that.
What was your first reaction to killing?
Okay, let me go back to there. Okay.
No, I haven't spoken with her. I found out through a friend who found it on Reddit. So,
you found out through a friend through social media. You weren't notified by Ann Taylor, your attorney, herself?
Right now.
Oops, sorry. So yeah, you're reading the screen right. That's right. So basically, if you're newer to the case, and I'm even in front of the screen, so you can't even see it now anyway. There we go. Xana's mom's longtime attorney, now defending Brian Kohlberger. So, pretty much told Xana's mom, gave her the big old, middle finger and said $200 an hour. See ya. No, I don't. That's not really what it was. It was because I think this is why, because she was the only attorney that was death penalty qualified in the upper state of Idaho. So I think that's why there's only like 13 of them altogether. And I think she's the only one in like the northern district of Idaho.
And have you tried to reach out to her?
No, I just found out today, literally. So, yeah.
So, I mean, just so many thoughts. It's so incredible that there is this connection. Are you going to try to fight this at all?
Well, yeah, absolutely, yes.
Because as I understand it,
she didn't fight it.
Would require a waiver, something that you sign and that he would sign in order for her to go ahead and be able to do this legitimately. I can imagine the way your reaction is that you are not interested in signing a waiver to allow her to continue on.
Right, exactly. And I'd already given her power of attorney. I'd already signed over power of attorney so that she could help me with getting into rehab and whatnot. And so, I mean,
So why isn't she in rehab?
I don't understand how she could do this. I don't understand what happens now. Does she still have power of attorney, or what goes on now?
And no one has reached out to you from the public defender's office to help you navigate next steps?
No.
Have you been in communication with the police and prosecutors about the next step in this process and where you might fit in?
No.
And do you want that? Do you want to be in communication with them to understand what's happening and what they're going to be doing as they move forward in prosecuting him?
Oh, yeah, yes.
So no one has reached out to you?
No. Not the prosecutors anyway, no.
Who have you spoken with?
I've honestly, just media has been getting a hold of me.
Do you feel like you're being left out of this process?
A little bit, yeah.
Had you ever heard the name Brian Kohlberger before?
No, I have not, no.
And do you know of any connection at all that he might have had with your daughter, Xana?
I can't imagine. I can't imagine that she had any connection with him. He's quite a bit older than all of them, and all of their friends, really. I mean, they didn't really hang out with a lot of older people. So I don't know if they knew him, or, I mean, they could have, because he did attend school at WSU, which is another thing. My oldest daughter, Jasmine, attends school at WSU. And so the fact that the law enforcement knew who he was from the get-go and didn't warn us to keep Jasmine home from school, that just, I'm just beside myself.
And Jasmine was at WSU for the whole 7-week period.
Yes.
From the murders to the arrest. She was there the whole time.
Yes.
But the cops didn't know who their suspect was. So she's going, yes. She was there for 6 weeks, the whole time with that killer there. Well, yes, she was, but no one knew who he was. Like, you know what I mean?
What's her reaction to this been?
I haven't spoken with her about it yet. But I mean, I can only imagine,
let me tell you when this interview was. This interview was December 3rd, 2022. Actually, I lied. This one was in the summer. This one was, January 25th, 2023. So this one was after their December. The first interview that they did together was December 3rd. And then these ones here the next two are going to be January 25th.
She was adamant about going to school. She wasn't going to let this keep her from going to school.
But I think it would have been different had she known that Xana's killer was going to school with her.
From what you know, no connection that you know of anyway between Koberger and Xana. Do you think it's possible that he may have connected with Xana and Maddie through the Mad Greek restaurant where they worked?
That is a possibility. I mean, I'm sure they connected with a lot of people that way, and that could very well be how they connected with him.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find news.
Dang it, Banfield. Just went to grab a drink really quick. And I knew she was going to do that. Okay. So this is the other half of the interview.
And what about just the details? That there's so many missing details, so much mystery still surrounding what happened, in that house.
Right.
And the two surviving roommates. Have you had a chance at all to speak with the two surviving roommates about what they witnessed, at least in the middle of the night and the next morning?
No, I haven't got to speak with them at all. So yeah, there is a lot of questions.
What about the other family members of the other kids? Have you had a chance to talk to them?
No. No.
Is that something you'd like to pursue?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I haven't yet. I mean, I wouldn't mind speaking with them.
How are you managing?
I have my friends around me, and honestly, I watch a lot of Xana's TikTok videos, and that helps. But yeah, I'm managing as best as you can,
I bet these parents for Zerfer or whatever his name is out there, I bet you these parents are so thankful that their kids did take the pictures they took and the videos that they took and them having fun and just living their life and just living it to the mostest, because now that's what these parents have to look back on. And they have a ton, and that's really, really nice to have.
Is there something you can tell us about Xana, the girl you knew?
Xana was tough. She was strong. She was funny. She just couldn't make you smile no matter what. And she just had a quirkiness about her that not a lot of people possess, that kind of talent to be able to light up a room like she did.
I feel like I see that in her social media. I didn't have the luxury of meeting Xana, but I feel like just looking at her social media, there's such a carefree spirit. And she definitely looks like she had a real tinge of being the comedian, in the room. Did I catch her right? Did I describe her right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you can see from her TikToks, just how funny she was and how carefree and just funny. She was funny.
Are you going to be okay moving through this process? It could take years in order to see justice finally arrive. Are you going to be all right?
Yeah, I think I will be. I mean, I hope so. I just got to take it one day at a time. And I don't think I'll ever get over losing one of my children. That will never go away. I don't think that the grief ever gets any better, really. I just think that she would want all of us to live our best life and remember the good things about her.
That is Kara Northington, the mother of Xana Kernodle, speaking with us exclusively tonight here at News Nation. And I also asked her a few questions about what she wanted to see happen to Brian Koberger, what kind of punishment she would like to see if, in fact, he is convicted of this quadruple murder? And her answer was, I would say, stunning. Tomorrow night, you're going to hear the second part of that interview, including that answer. But
I didn't see that
some
interview.
fascinating insight
give you the
into this
answer.
case and where she stands at this point.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, I couldn't find that interview, but she doesn't want Brian Kohlberger to get the death penalty. That's where she stands on that. That's what she says. So, this is the article that I found. This is from March 8th. So that was January 25th. This is March 8th of 2023. And it says it's an exclusive with Daily Mail. And it says it's the worst place to be when you're going through something like this. Mom of Idaho victim Xana Kernodle is languishing in jail on drug charges and suffering from withdrawal after daughter's brutal murder triggered her relapse. And she is again now has an active warrant out of Nez Pierce County is what it is. Sorry. For on a $50,000 bond. So whoever put that money up for her they're not gonna be happy. The mother of University of Idaho mass murder victim, Xana Kernodle, is locked up in jail on drug charges, having spiraled into a relapse following her daughter's killing in November. Kara Northington is now struggling to stay sober with no contact from her 2 surviving children. DailyMail.com can reveal. It's the latest in a series of tragic events for the troubled 43-year-old who is being held at Kootenai County Jail in Coeur d'Alene, 66 miles from where 20-year-old Xana, her boyfriend, and 2 housemates were slaughtered on November 13th. She has been in custody on drug charges since February 24th after spending 3 weeks locked up 30 miles west in Spokane, Washington, where she had been staying in a ratty motel strung out on fentanyl and methamphetamines. That's hard stuff. So that's the little possession, they got her possession of controlled substance, and warrant of detention, arrest date. So then it says Northington is now confined to a cell with 3 other inmates on bunk beds at the facility where she only has daytime access to a TV, often airing news about the savage killings, all while she undergoes drug withdrawals. It's an effing nightmare, the grieving mother cried during an exclusive phone interview with DailyMail.com from behind bars. It's a living nightmare. At night, she said she can barely sleep as she replays the massacre in her mind and wrestles with personal demons. Her time behind bars has also forced her to go through a painstaking withdrawal, with staff providing her with nothing more than ibuprofen and Gatorade to soldier through. It's all they gave me, she said. It was awful, absolutely terrible on top of everything else. I'm surprised they gave you a Gatorade. They don't have Gatorade in jails. So whoever was going out to the grocery to get you that Gatorade, I mean, really. The ordeal has left Northington to face her dark new reality sober. But she noted the one thing that keeps her going is not wanting to disappoint Xana and her 2 surviving children, daughter Jasmine, 22, and teenage son Elijah. They are my strength, she said. It's one thing to lose a child, but when you still have 2 really great children, you have to pull it together for them, Northington has struggled with drug abuse throughout her adult life and suffered the consequences, repeatedly arrested and jailed while alienating her own family. She and Xana's father, Jeff Kernodle, divorced in 2005, 20 years ago. But she told DailyMail.com that she was clean before the attack, working as a waitress and striving to make fresh inroads with her children. She was planning to meet Xana for lunch in late October, but said she had to postpone because she had a court hearing that ran late. you wouldn't schedule it on the same day as you have a court hearing. Like, I don't know. Xana, her boyfriend Ethan, 20, and housemates Madison Mogan and Xana Kernodle, both 21, were butchered in their off-campus rental home during the pre-dawn hours of November 13th. She was a light in the world, Northington told DailyMail.com. She was just so funny. She could make everyone laugh. You send your kids to good schools and you think they're going to be safe there. You don't ever think they're going to be murdered. You never think that's going to happen to you. I relapsed after my daughter's killing. Then 4 days after that, I got picked up on new charges. That was on November 19th when police in Kootenai County charged Northington with 2 counts of felony drug possession. Out of mercy, authorities released her so she could attend a memorial for her daughter on December 2nd at Real Life Ministries in Post Falls. They let me out because of what happened. So I could attend her funeral and everything, she said. And then I didn't want to go to my next court date because I was still getting high. Soon after, a warrant was issued for Northington's arrest. She went off the grid in Spokane, but still couldn't escape the news. The University of Idaho massacre had become a national true crime obsession and the subject of nonstop media coverage. Police arrested Brian Kohlberger, a PhD student in criminology at nearby Washington State University in Pullman, on December 30th, a revelation that was particularly startling for Northington, whose older daughter Jasmine is a senior studying marketing there. Those are the interviews that we watched. Northington has not only had to deal with the consequences of her drug addiction and the pain of losing a child, but the media frenzy that has dragged her into the spotlight as well in recent weeks. In January, the mom appeared on News Nation, where she publicly blasted the fact that Jasmine was allowed to continue her studies at WSU alongside Kohlberger even after he was identified as a suspect, but before his arrest. She also reacted to reports that Ann Taylor, the lawyer defending her on drug charges, has dropped her to represent her daughter's accused killer. I am heartbroken, said a semi-coherent Northington, speaking to host Ashley Banfield. I trusted her. She pretended that she was wanting to help me, and to find out that she's representing him, I can't even convey how betrayed I feel. The lawyer would later explain that her name appears in nearly every document filed in Kootenai County criminal case because she is the county's chief public defender, but that she's never met Northington in person or offered her legal advice. However, Northington told DailyMail.com that she now regrets that interview. Okay. That was a big misunderstanding on my part, and I was kind of the victim of kind of fake news. What kind of fake news? Hopefully that's been straightened out now and people are understanding of that. On January 31st, what was it, Ashley Banfield, or was it something that you said? Like, because we got to remember you're getting high on methamphetamines and fentanyl at the time. So, I'm going to be inclined to maybe believe Banfield, and that's sad to say. Because I want to know what she said. It's like, hopefully she didn't tell us what the misunderstanding was. And I was kind of the victim of some kind of fake news. So I don't understand that either. Okay. On November 31st, just 5 days after the Banfield interview, she was arrested for criminal trespassing in Spokane. She spent the next 24 days in jail before being transferred to the jail in Coeur d'Alene, her former hometown where Mogan and Gonzalez also previously lived. Northington is being held on a $100,000 bond and says she is trying to keep to herself most of the time. I just kind of hang out by myself, try to stay in my cell and read, she said. I'm just trying to get through this. Northington said she needs therapy, but isn't getting any while in custody. Yeah, not in jail. It's sad, but she also can't discuss her daughter's murder case with fellow inmates because of a gag order imposed by the judge that extends to victims' families. I could talk about my feelings, my loss, but I can't talk about what happened, she said. It's the worst place to be when you're going through something like this. It's the worst place possible that I could possibly be. It's the safest place possible for you to be at that time. If you're on drugs and you weren't going into rehab and you weren't going to stay there, I'm sorry, but that's the best place for you to be. Or you're going to end up ODing. I mean, methamphetamine and fentanyl, those are no jokes. Her cell gets unlocked during the day when she's allowed to hang out in an adjoining rec room where there's a TV. It's really hard going through what I'm going through when the case is plastered all over the place. I haven't watched any news. The last thing I heard was on Entertainment Tonight that they were going to demolish the house. She said neither of her surviving children have reached out since her arrest, but she still wants to be strong for them once she does get out. She is seeking to enter a treatment program that would provide therapy as well as services to help her secure a job. Obviously, I need treatment and need psychiatric counseling because of what happened. I just want to get sober for Xana and my other 2 living kids. She has a little brother who needs me and an older sister who lost her best friend and her sister, so she doesn't need to lose her mom too. And my son doesn't need to lose his mom either. Well, as of right now, as of 2 days ago when I looked it up, she was wanted on an active warrant. So, I mean, yeah, jail was the best place for her. I don't even know why they even let her out. Well, the first time they let her out was because, the first time they let her out was because for the memorial. Felicia, that's funny. About your grandma's birthday and your cousin's roasted. Well, it was 420. That's like that's the Easter, that's an Easter dream, You got all that food. Over the court, they're celebrating over the court orders. We went over them. There was nothing really, you know. Yeah, she has a new one. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there right now to Nez Perez. Just Nez Pierce. I said I don't know who's Nez Perez. Where is Nez Perez County? I don't know where that is, but I might have made it up in my mind. But it's Nez Pierce. And if you type that in, if you go to Nez Pierce County jail roster, because if you just go there, it'll take you to the county. That's how I get there. It just says in custody, but these people aren't going to be in custody. I'm going to share this tab with you. Okay. So then if you go down here to, there's a warrant. It'll say like warrant. There we go. Most wanted. Bench warrants of arrest. And then if you just go down, now her name in here is under Xana Kernodle. I just got to find it. Kara Denise, $50,000 bail amount. That's what she ran on the bail. So it says Nez Perez County alphabetical list of wanted persons. And that was 4/17/2025 was the last time this was updated at 7/48. So, oh wait, I didn't show you that part. Sorry. There you go. I thought it just clicked over there. I don't know. Well, this is okay, so Nez Pierce is a tribe. Okay, so this must be where that's located. Yeah. Well, all I know is someone tried to say one time when I said something about all that, they were like, no. They were like, they were trying to call me out, call me a liar. And I was like, oh no, you are not. So I called the Nez Pierce county. I called the freaking jail myself. And I was like, I'm going to ask them. And I asked them and I recorded it. And it's a one-party state. So I only needed one party to have a permission. That was me. And yeah. And that's what I was like, I'm going to call and see. And they were like, yeah, she has an active. And she's on the list. She's on the list, they said. I think we read through this already. Just about what he said. I don't know if this is. Oh, wait, actually, I was showing you that other thing. This is what I wanted to show you. I didn't go back to it. Gotta find it. There's so many things in here. So I'm just going to click. It's not this one.
The night of the
This is the 48 hours episode. It's just like 5 minutes of it. So I'm gonna pause it here and there for commentary. That way they don't try to get me.
Idaho student murders. Correspondent Peter Van Sant spoke with two of the victims' families, one speaking out for the very first time and one providing new details about their daughter's fight for her life.
It's been a long and painful journey for the families of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, the 4 University of Idaho students who were stabbed to death in the pre-dawn hours of November 13th, 2022.
Do you ever dream of your sister?
Yeah, I've had some dreams of her. Just gives me some peace knowing that I know she's okay.
Xana Kernodle's sister Jasmine and father Jeffrey are speaking out for the first time since Xana's murder.
It just happened, you know? What do? You can't do a damn thing.
Everybody's.
Before Christy starts talking, I'll pause it here because I do want to say, listen to what Christy says. And if I was a mother, I'd be thinking like this too. I would be thinking like her.
Going to work and you look out the window and there's kids running down the street laughing and you're just like, how can you be out there playing? My daughter's dead.
On the night of the murders, Christy and Steve Gonzalez's daughter Kaylee was in the same bed as her childhood friend, Maddie Mogan. The Gonzalez's say coroner Kathy Mabbitt told them before a gag order, the killer attacked Maddie first, then moved on to Kaylee.
There's evidence to show that she awakened and tried to get out of that situation.
They say she cried out, and her wounds show she fought for her life.
The way the bed was set up is what
She was trapped.
She was trapped.
Xana also fought back. According to her father, she had severe defensive wounds.
She went down fighting.
I believe so. It's upsetting to think about.
She was always a very strong person.
A judge has entered a plea of not guilty on Brian Koberger's behalf, but he is not the person the families want us to remember.
He's not important other than what he did and being held accountable. I'll be here to keep reminding people who these victims are.
So Peter is joining us now. You mentioned it in this piece, but a reminder to everyone that there's a gag order in place. This case got a lot of attention initially. We haven't seen it in the media that much because really, people can't talk. Authorities can't talk, but the families can.
Right, the families can. And what the Gonzalez family, who lost their daughter Kaylee, what they do is they share with us facts from their own investigation. They hired their own investigator, but also facts that the coroner and a lead investigator in the case gave them before the gag order was in place. So we have some new information in the course of this show that is fascinating.
I know you don't want to talk about everything
This won't be like new to us, but we'll listen to it to see what they say.
Learned, but what's something that sort of jumped out at you?
The big thing is that based on all that they have learned, the Gonzalez family is convinced that Brian Koberger, the suspect in these 4 killings, entered that house on King Road in Moscow, Idaho, on a day prior to the murders. Why did they think that? Because the coroner told them that they believed that the 2 girls on the 3rd floor were the first ones attacked and killed. How did he know to go to the 3rd floor? And they also have, the family believes they have found a connection through an Instagram account that they downloaded at the time when Kohlberger's name first came out. And based on their investigation, there's a lot of controversy about this because we haven't been able to get verification from any authority on this. But they believe that there is a link that Brian Kohlberger had liked some pictures of Maddie Mogen, the girl who was in the bed with Kaylee, best friends. They'd been sleeping together since they were little girls. And that creates a link. The defense has said there is no link. But
How about that?
Gonzalez family believes they found
Well, it would explain a lot of the questions that people had about, where did he come from? Because it really did seem like there's no way they could possibly sort of cross paths.
This is old. So, like, I mean, if they're saying pictures of Maddie, like, I don't know. I almost believe that. Like, this was a year ago. This was September 15th, 2023. I'm almost inclined to believe that.
You do have some good news, though. For the
Yes,
family.
there is some good news for the family. Olivia, who is Kaylee's older sister, recently gave birth to a new baby girl in Los Angeles named Theodora Maddie K. The Maddie K is for the two best friends who were murdered that day. And the family looks at the circumstances of this birth as a sign. Olivia looked out, and she lives in West LA, and she saw a rainbow.
Okay, look at that baby's eyelashes already. Now that is the cutest baby I've ever seen in my life.
For the first time while she was in labor. The room she was in was 1113. That's the date of the murder. And the time that the baby was born was 4:21 a.m. And authorities believe that's when the murders were occurring.
Whoa.
And so they think, the family believes, this is a sign from the two girls saying, we're okay.
Whoa, you're giving me chills, Peter. That's incredible. I was lucky enough to get a little bit of a sneak peek this episode. It's really good, really
So
moving.
powerful.
The families are amazing. Peter Van Sant, thank you so much.
We actually, I don't know if we watched that or not. Oh, I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what was said for me to even. Oh, I said that. Look at the eyelashes on the baby, right there. Her little eyelashes.
She saw a rainbow.
I said she's the cutest. She's the cutest baby. They forget to eat, or they just don't have the money to eat, Mary Beth. They spend it on the rugs. Yeah, Sandy, Colorado. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. That's what I was asking about. I don't know if we watched this episode on here 48 hours. Or if it was Dateline. Oh, I'm not sure. You could probably just go back if you wanted to the exact spot. I'm not sure. My brain's not functioning tonight. What did I say before that? They were just talking about the hospital.
Many authority on this, but they believe that there is a link from many.
Oh, maybe a link between Maddie and Kohlberger. Yeah, I don't know. That sounded like they said the day before, didn't it? Let me see if we can. What if there's a.
The family believes they have found a connection through an Instagram account that they.
Yeah, and that was the one with between, that he was saying between Maddie. So that's weird because I swear when all this happened, I went straight over to Instagram, and I don't do that. Like, I'm not, like, especially back then in, December, November, December, it'd have been December 2022. So I wasn't like really, like sleuthy, I guess then. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very sleuthy now, but I'm a little better than I was. Hey, Tish. But I think that they said that he was liking pictures, but I could have sworn that there was like they had a mutual friend, or there was like a mutual between Maddie and Kohlberger. I'm trying to remember exactly because I didn't write it down. Like I didn't take a screenshot even. Why didn't I do that? Like I didn't do it. And I don't know if I even pulled it up on a live. Like I don't even know if I was going live from StreamYard back then to where I could have pulled it up. But now I would pull it right up and be like, oh my gosh, right here. Like there's a connection. But back then I just wasn't that sleuthy. And then I think that there was one more video, and I think it's this one. I think it's just a short video. Let's see what it says. I can't skip the ad. There we go. Maybe it will let me.
Let's bring in Ted Williams, former DC police detective, defense attorney, and a Fox News contributor. Thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Oh, this is just something that I pulled up earlier. Never mind. Sorry. This was just something I pulled up earlier as we were talking. Remember earlier they said that the former first floor tenant in Moscow home says he couldn't hear activity from the other floors. The interview that they did, I just pulled this up just so in case anybody wanted, need a confirmation. But I think that's all that I have for you guys. Now, there are 2 more interviews out there that are like super long. They were done with a YouTuber. I don't think that they're still public. I'll have to check on that. And then if they are, I'll link them in the chat one day for you guys because I can't go back to that list and to listen to that one. So that one, that one was just, I don't know. Some of them were just like, YouTubers and victims' families and how they are. They were pretty much on a panel and they were trying to change her mind about like who she thought did this pretty much. Like at the end of it, like she was like, I don't think Brian Kohlberger did this. And we're like, everybody else is like, what? So, Yeah, Jed said Jay, he could have. And they worked at, at the Mad Greek, which is a vegan restaurant, and they said a lot of people that were vegan in the area, even in Moss or even in Pullman, would drive over state lines and they would, you know. Oh. And they would get vegan food that way. It's so sad that the drug epidemic. I have a friend that's I haven't seen her in years, but I hope she's okay, I think about her kids. I feel bad for people. I feel bad for people's kids. Because then it almost makes me even more mad when people get pregnant and they're like, they could just stop doing drugs, they just stop for 9 months. And then, after they have the baby, they start back up again. It's like, well, you just stopped for 9 months. Why did we start this back up again? But, and then people will do more than what they'll do as much as they did, prior. I think we've all lost somebody that we care about. I think most of us have lost someone that we've known or we care about or we're an acquaintance with to the drug epidemic. My best friend and cousin, think about her every single day. Oh, I'm sorry, Sandy, Colorado. I know how alcoholism is. Both my parents were alcoholics. And it's hard. That's hard. Oh, it was Xana's mom. She was on there with Jewels of All Trade and Crime Sleuthing. They had a panel. They had her up there. And it was like a 3-hour live and they were just like giving her these facts, but they weren't facts. Like one of the pictures they were showing her pictures. I forget what they were. I'd have to go back. It's been so long, but they were showing her pictures and it wasn't even the right account or something. I forget. I debunked it. I remember debunking it because I was like so mad about it because I'm like, you're really like, you're saying this was something and it's nothing. Like, it was just like, it was bad. And then I think she ended up doing another one. Oh, well, the real McCoy. You never know when you're going to need I don't know what a Stizzy pod is, but you never know. I know what cannabis products are. Sandy, Colorado, my dad was 47. 47, yep. Yep. Yeah, and yeah. It is, Michael. It's real sad. We might have to talk that on the other channel sometime. Yeah, drinking does, yeah. I mean, full neck of titanium. Oh my gosh. Oh, Courtney, that's such a good idea to do. That's such a good idea. Yeah. Wow. I hope I'm not on opiate supported, but I have a feeling I'm going down that road. I'm not in severe pain, but I'm in pain. Like I've done the pain school. I've done everything that you could do before you have to take the pain pills. Like I'm like, what else can we do before I have to take any more medicine? Because I want to try to get off, medication. I don't want to, be put on anymore, but I know that that's what's going to happen. Kara does need help, baby girl. She does. And she just happened to be on the wrong panels. Like she just happened to get in with the wrong, person. And I think it was like another creator that got them them connected to begin. I can't even remember. I'll have to like really think about it. Um because it was a shit show. Yeah. I yeah, you shouldn't feel ashamed that you have to. No. No, Regina, she's kind of like not, I think. I think she's still lurking out there. I don't know. We say her name one more time, and she's gonna be in this chat. Like Beetlejuice. Um, no, I think that she's just kind of she did a lot of crap. Yeah, she lost all of her credibility, right? So what she's doing right now is she's dormant. That's what they do. Like these creators, they'll go dormant for a little while and then she'll say, "Oh, I was just so busy with life and stuff." And it's like, "No, it's because you lied." That's what it was. Wasn't it with like money with this? That's what it was too. Yep. That's what it was. Because Deets had to do like 4 8-hour lives to break down the math. And the math wasn't mathing. Math wasn't mathing. Like T-Rev, yep. He's door dashing it up right now, just living his best life, Door dashing and rapping. Can you Michaela? Come on, Michaela. Yes, this is a judgment-free zone. For the most part, we judge you a little bit. We judge you when you're not here. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I would never know. I was not here. Patrick, you just staying living in no man's land then. Yeah, they were gonna give Kara the money. That's what it was. And they were still off by like, I forget how I should know the exact amount after all those hours and all those days. And Deets was like, beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. And she was just like, this still doesn't math. And I'm going like, I'm not good at math, but I think I got this one. There was actually a math problem the other day that I think I got right. I don't know if I got it right, but I think I did. was really excited about that. Now, I've seen fentanyl because of being prescribed. I was on fentanyl patches at one point. They didn't work. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Really. I mean, thank goodness. Because I'd be like, oh, I don't ever want to get off this. But no, they were terrible. They were terrible. Yeah, we judge you when you ignore the like button. That's right. So, Detective John. So, okay, I don't want to say this is karma because it's I am. But when you come out and you screaming at people and you're yelling at people the way they look and stuff, something bad's about to happen. And it just happened to him quick. Poor John. I will say this. I'll say I do feel bad for him, even though he threatened me. He did threaten me. Try to threaten me if I didn't denounce Dago, the guy True Crime with Dago. Why would I? Why? Why would I? Why? Why would I do that? He's like, then I'm going to dig and I'm going to do a live on you. And I was still waiting on that. But he didn't. He didn't do a live on me, but his son died. And speaking of which, alcoholism was what took him. And I'm like, wow. Wow. Not his son that would help him with the computer. Like he had the son that would control the mouse for him so he could like answer the chat. That wasn't him doing that. That was his son. Yeah, he hated Dago. Well, and this is what happened was, okay, so I don't care if people talk about each other. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You're grown as adults, right? And this is an app, right? But I won't stand by and let somebody pick on somebody based on, unless I really don't like them. I mean, and I've got to really not like you to do this, then I wouldn't do it. But to stand by and let someone like attack someone's like physical looks, like their teeth, their weight, their like stuff like that. Just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel good. Like, it just doesn't make me feel good being in like stuff like that. So I was listening in one night to Detective John's chat or live, and he said something about Dago's teeth and was really just like going in at him. And I just came out of nowhere. I mean, like, it was just like someone just lit a fire at my ass and I flew in that chat and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what I said. Like, don't talk about, like, me and Dago didn't have we didn't hate each other, but we didn't like each other. We weren't like, we didn't know each other. Do you know what I mean? We still don't. And so then after I said that, I was like, oh, that's probably going to cause me to, there's going to be an email tomorrow probably. And there was from John. He said, if you don't denounce Dago, if you don't go on a live and tell him, if you don't say this and this and this, I have the email still. I should look that up sometime because I don't delete nothing. Your girl don't delete nothing. I'm not good at that. And yeah, I was just like, I just was like, don't talk bad about people. Like, I don't know. It's just, I tried. I put one of them damn little patches in my mouth right in front of my mother too. And my mom was like, oh my. I was like, it's not working. And I was in so much pain. That's a good. I've always spelled it with two. I've always spelled it with two N's or two O's, I mean. But now why do I feel like I might be wrong? No, I think I think that's how you do it. Let's see. Oh no, it is one, isn't it? Now let me see it. Gotta see how I'm spelling it. Like if I type it, why is my thumbnail wrong? If that is, it's my fault. You're right. You're absolutely totally right. Let me fix it. I think I did it in my description or something, didn't I? Yeah, I did. There it is. I did put 2 O's, 2 zeros, 2 O's. I did it twice. I did it twice. Thank you for telling me that, though. I don't know if it'll let me. Oh, it's not gonna let me save it from here. I have to go through the backstage. Backstaging. Let's go to the backstage. I don't know why it won't let me do it on that front. Like, it won't let me do it through StreamYard. Thank you. Is it glitching? Oh, I hate this. Thanks for letting me know, baby girl. I'm gonna have Vincent look at that. Actually, he's gonna call tomorrow. He's gonna call tomorrow. He's gonna call. Yeah, because we ain't doing that. We ain't glitching. I don't like to glitch. I don't like to glitch. I don't want to look like Nancy, like froze, like, you know how like Nancy freezes? I freeze on her all the time. Hey, PJs. I hate that. Yeah, hit the like button for me because I'm glitching tonight again, I guess. Yeah, they better figure it out quick and in a hurry because we work from home. Like, I mean, I do. And he has a computer right there, and he did say if it acted slow tonight, let him know. So, yeah, they better fix all that. Okay. Oh, I just was for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just I have full service now, but sometimes it'll go down to like 2. I don't know. What did we miss? Where was Jelly Roll? Hey, X, and thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate that, guys. You guys did a good job on that. Oh, look at that. That's my cat. He's ready to go. And thanks, X, for letting me know. I'm just wondering if I've always done that or if that's just tonight. I'm like, I'm about to write it down. I've always done it, I think. Now I'm gonna know. X. Only been covering this case for what? Almost 3 years? Oh, American Idol. Oh. Did you see the one girl that tried out that like did the monotone talking? I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to be a judge. I would laugh way too hard on that show. I would want all the bad contestants. I wouldn't want any good contestants. I wouldn't want to see the good ones. They're not as fun for me. You know, they're not as fun. They're just not as funny. Okay, good. I wish I could take my cat on a walk. He won't let me. Yeah, say that word. She was a mess. She did say that word. She was a mess. I was like, and she's like, she's pretty popular. I like the guy that the Asian guy. She bangs, that guy, the she bangs guy. Now that was so funny. I fell off of the treadmill. I remember I was working out and I slid right off of that thing. I didn't slide off of it as bad as I did the one down here at our apartment, but I slid off of it pretty bad. So yeah, PJ, some cats will be cool. And like they'll let their owners walk them or like a little stroller deal. He won't. He doesn't like movement. He don't like movement at all. Because I definitely would have him all up in a stroller. He would be going everywhere with me. Like everywhere I go, he would go. But he just follows me around the house for now. You just love patience. That's the truth. That's the truth. Don't tell Hong though. I don't want him to know that. The she bangs guy, remember? Man. That's funny. Yeah, jury selection July and trial August. Really? The cat just wanted to go? See, when Vincent and I went on vacation not too long, like a couple of years ago, I was about to say not too long ago, 2 years ago, we were going to take him. We were going to take him, but we saw other people take their cat. And I was like, oh, could we take Rocky? Like, he could stay in a hotel. Like, he's a cat. Like, You know what I mean? Like cats are cats. Like it's not like a dog. Like, William Hong. That was his name. I liked him, Michael. Our secret, yeah. Don't tell Hong. Are you ready to go out there, Rocky? Your paws are like getting a little arthritis-y. He like his bones sometimes crack when he walks. Oh, you're allergic to cats? Oh no. I should have left it at home. He's like, this is our child. It's like our kid. We're bringing it. Really? See, my cat doesn't. He didn't like the collar. I got him a collar when he was like when I first got him, and it had a little bell on it, and he hated that thing. It lasted 2 minutes, if that. And ever since then, he's been just a free naked cat. Just a naked cat. You need a little outfit, Rocky. We gotta get you dressed up. He's not looking at me right now. I wish you could see him. He's just not looking at me. Oh, there he is. Hello. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna jump off here, but thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow evening. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow during the day or not, but if I do, maybe we'll do something on the other channel. I want to start doing more like open panels and more videos on the second channel just for something other than true crime to do. Just like gives us a break, in between. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out.